Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where we have a long ways to go here. Now, I was thinking about maybe also putting an extra sawyer up over this direction, and I think that's not a terrible idea, just to get a little bit more timber coming in from this side over here. So that looks good. We've got a lot of constructions yet to do, and none of this is shocking. It's going to take some time. Now, I did just go through and schedule in the first month recurring a grand festival to all the gods. So that should get us this eventually. But what we need right now, of course, is we need to get a lot of this construction done. So that's going to take some time. No doubt about that. I'm also thinking that we should probably open up access to this area back here. So what that would end up looking like is simply a road that runs down, maybe not here, actually. Maybe here? I don't know. I'm thinking about ideally removing as little of this forest as possible, right? So I think there's rocky outcroppings right here. That's cliff, but it's a little awkward to get down this cliff. Yeah, I'm not seeing any way to build a path there. Hang on, there is already a path right here. There's a dirt ramp right there. Okay, so we might be able to make use of that. There's an outcropping here. So I think in order to make use of that, we have to come around this way. Like that. It's definitely a little bit awkward. There's a lot of trees between us here and there, but I'm looking at this outcrop here. I don't think we can get through here. And then this is an outcrop here. This is an outcrop here. So this is the only path that we can use to get through this. So in that case, then we can bring this guy down over like, I don't like that. I want to come this direction, like that. And that brings us a path down over here with, I believe, the least amount possible of tree loss. So that would be absolutely fine. We'll get that going. That'll just get us a route for expansion down here, which we will very likely want later on. So that looks good for the time being. It's going to take a little time to get all of this done, though. So that seems fine. We're currently working on constructing the sawyer over here. Yeah, that's okay. We do need quite a lot of clay. So trading for clay is, of course, going to be very important. No doubt about that. And we're going to be reliant on our trade for clay here. Stone, at least, we can produce. So stone isn't that big of a deal this time. This time. So we're getting some of our defenses built out over here for the moment, and we may expand out beyond these walls, but for now, this will definitely do the trick. So yeah, this is going to take a little while. That's for sure. There's a sawyer coming in over here, but we need timber for that. We just generally need a large amount of timber. So we've got a cotton weaver here. Bandits. Okay, 10 stone were stolen. Understood. It's not great, but, I mean, we don't actually care that much. That's just our export. So for the moment, that seems reasonably fine. So we've got a lot of these constructions starting to come online, but we do need to get our, like, basic resource productions significantly more online. So that's all looking good for now. This up here is not started. That's fine. We'll get there. It's going to be a while. This sawyer is just working overtime at this moment. And that's, I mean, good. We need a lot more timber. So I wish we could prioritize, like, the construction of buildings and tell them, we got to get this online. That would be ideal. And then after that, be like this one. And then this one. Unfortunately, we can't, so we're just going to have to wait. And we'll see what order they end up doing that with. So this Hunter Lodge does have a captain, 3 hunters, and is training 4 recruits. Okay. This Hunter Lodge out over here is not constructed yet. We're working on it. This Hunter Lodge we're working on, and this Hunter Lodge we're working on. So that looks reasonably fine for now. We've got a caravan on the way in, hopefully bringing some clay. That would be fantastic. So this road at this point, as you can see, is built. So we now have access to this area down here. And the question is that going to be a dangerous area? But no, I believe we should have this whole area relatively safe down here. So that looks great. We can get additional timber down this way if we wanted to. Although I suspect we'll have a difficult time getting stuff up over here. Our citizens lack variety in diet. Yeah, I'm not surprised by this. So we could definitely get some farmland down here. I don't know how much. I'm also wondering about porters. So if we were to bring this road down kind of like this, if we were to build a porter yard here. Yeah, that range isn't fantastic, but we could put a porter yard here and then an additional porter yard like here-ish. Maybe over on this side. I'd rather not clear out a bunch of these trees, right? So that would be the problematic thing. What was this? Why did we just fight somebody here? Or were we hunting this deer? We may have been hunting the deer. That's probably what we were doing. So, I mean, we do have access to meat and maize. The maize is coming in via trade. And I would definitely like to get some farms online. There's no doubt about that. But I kind of feel like we should get some of these other constructions done first, to be honest. We really need to get these sawyers and stone quarries online. Particularly the sawyers. What is going on over here? Oh yeah, these are all deer. Okay, noted. So we're harvesting the deer. Okay, so that's fine for now. So as far as this down here goes, we can definitely think about getting a farmer's hut about... Do we want to get that tucked in here? Or here? I'm thinking right now, right here. And then this would be set up to be primarily maize. So we're going to grow like 16 maize, like this. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, like that. And then the rest of this would be chili, like this. So we get our nice and compact farm in like that. Now, we don't really have any ability to do canals. So we're going to have to just say no canals for this, and that greatly simplifies things, to be honest. I'm going to take this road around, and yes, we're going to take out a couple of trees here. And then we're going to run this road something like that. As far as the porter house up here goes, I would very much like to have a porter yard right here, and yes, that is going to remove some trees. So that's understood, and that's fine. This is going to reach up to right here. I'm just thinking about how we might end up reaching here. We could have this porter yard be here instead. Yeah, that'll take out a bunch of trees. But we could do that. And then have a porter yard about here. It's only a yellow reach, but I think that's okay. I think that's a yellow reach anyway. It's hard for me to tell. But actually, yeah. I'm just looking at the fall off here. It's a little hard to see the actual fall off there, but it's easier to see here. If you look at this intersection right here, that's the fall off. You've got the brighter sections, like the brighter squares, and then the darker squares. When we're down here, it's a bit hard to see where exactly that fall off is. I believe that it's right here. So with that being the case, that is, of course, problematic. So this porter yard probably should not be here. This porter yard will reach here just fine. So that's not a concern. This porter yard is only a partial reach, but I'm wondering right now, this is dirt road here. Let's take that out. Okay, so we're going to get that piece of dirt. That'll take a little bit. We'll see when they get around to doing that. This guy, or actually this lady, is heading over to do some forest scrapping out over here, and there's that dirt road removal. Okay, so with that in mind, we might actually want to change all of this dirt road here and have this just go straight up from here. Yeah, that's going to remove 2 pieces of forest, but I think that's going to make it a little bit easier for us to move goods around here. That's the idea, anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. Excellent. So once that's all removed, we can get a porter yard. Wait, what is this? A porter stop? A smaller, more discreet version of the porter yard and can be squeezed into more built-up neighborhoods. I'm assuming this only has 1 porter as opposed to 2. So yeah, we'd have to put this here, but that's definitely a much better place to put it. Okay, so let's put it there, and then we can get rid of this guy. Actually, let's get rid of both of these and have these be porter stops, and we'll see if we run into issues with that. But I'm just looking at the range here, right? And so, let's see. This would be... Is this green or yellow? Hang on. Okay. So it looks like that. And then it doesn't highlight at all. As we come up over this way and get out of range, we kind of don't have a position that's particularly out of range. But this is going to be in range. I'd love to squeeze it in right here, but unfortunately we can't do that. But this will remove less. Yeah, the cutoff is there. Okay. I can't really show you where the cutoff is, but I do see the cutoff there. So I'm just looking at where we could maybe squeeze this in. I'd love to put it here. Unfortunately, the terrain is blocked there. I think here we're 1 tile away from where I want this to be. I'm going to put it there. Okay. So we're going to have this be on... we're going to have this be on balance for maize, fruit, and chili. Or actually, we're going to have this be on accepts. Oh, these can only take 2 space. We actually need to get rid of those then. So those aren't going to work for this particular situation. We do need larger porter yards here then. So I'm going to put this guy right here. And this guy right here. That's actually perfect. Yes, that works. So that's absolutely great. We're going to bring in maize, fruit, chili, and then this is going to be timber, clay, and stone. So we're going to have these be on balance, and these are going to be on accepts. Same thing out over here. So maize, fruit, chili, accepts, and then we're going to have timber, clay, and stone, like that. Okay, so that'll allow us to start getting some farming online. We're going to have to clear some land down here. That's okay. We should have plenty of timber going on up in all of these areas. So I'm not too concerned about that, although we do really need to get this Sawyer populated. We'll get there. These homes are all maximized. Okay. As are these. So we're going to need to get more homes online. There's this farmer's hut down here. But we should probably think about a collection of homes out over this direction. Or maybe even over here. I'm thinking about just squeezing a singular common home right here for now. Now, of course, we're lacking services here. We need access to a sweeper, and we can definitely get that going. So we can do... Where are we? Hang on. Gardener. Ah. They harvest medicinal herbs. Okay. I'm going to slam a gardener in here. Actually, I don't like that position for it. Yeah, I really don't like that position. We'll come back to that. So we're going to put a sweeper in here for right now. I'm thinking a road that runs here, like that. So a sweeper is going to go in here, and a sentry post is going to go in here. We can slap in a well dipper about here for now. Now, that's not going to reach this up over here, and that's understood. I do want to think about the distance that a gardener can go. Okay, we could definitely put one in up over here to tend to these fruit gardens that are here. So that seems okay for now. Just a singular common home over here should give us enough workers to get a lot of this stuff set up. That would be good. And the question is, are we going to have anybody moving in over here, right? We'll find out. Fertility over here is mediocre, but that's to be expected. I want to have some source here. So this porter yard can reach up to this granary, so that should be good. What is this? No crops. Do we need to... Well, we might need to finish it first. It can sustain up to 30 gardens, so that's absolutely understood. I'm just thinking about how we might want to structure things for that. There's definitely some interesting ways we could go about doing that. But we absolutely need to get more timber going here. Luckily, this Sawyer is now online, so we're working on getting that timber in. That's very, very good. This Sawyer is, of course, it has been online. It will continue to chop these trees out over this way. And this one is still in progress, as is this quarry. Both of these are still in progress as well. So we've got a lot of work to do yet. We've managed to get some construction underway, that's for sure, but by no means are we completed over here. Now, we can check in down over here and we can see we now have 5 out of 5 commoners living here and 2 out of 2 farmers. So that's looking good. No doubt about that. I'm thinking about additional housing out over here. This house is not really going to be enough for this area. We could put in another one right up over here, theoretically. So that's a potential option. I'm also wanting to get probably an additional porter yard down over here. So we would want to do a porter yard approximately here. So we'll get that going, and this, of course, is again going to accept maize fruit chili, and it's going to balance timber, clay, and stone. There we go. So we're going to get those online, and then I'm thinking we're definitely going to need another farm down over here. So let's get that online. Festival to all the gods has begun, yeah. And some of our workshops are lacking things. Yeah, we're lacking a lot of things right now. That's absolutely understood. So we're going to, again, primarily be maize here. And then we're going to put in fruit trees. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to put in chili beds out over here. Where are we missing a chili bed? Here. There we go. Cool. And then we'll just take roads around this. Yes, we're going to be removing a little bit of forest. That's okay. We got to clear the plane. Okay. So we're missing so many things right now, but that's fine for the moment. We absolutely need to continue to work here, and this gardener here doesn't have any crops, but I think it will get these, in theory, once it's actually built. Hopefully. We'll see if that ends up happening. So we need a lot more stone up over this direction. Mostly what we need is we need to get that timber flowing. So this Sawyer being online is a very big deal for us. Getting that timber flowing is huge. So up over here, this porter yard isn't doing anything. This one for now should be on balanced timber, clay, and stone. There we go. And this porter yard should also be on balancing clay, stone, and timber. So that'll be something like that. Not getting, balance. There we go. Cool. So that'll be good for now. Now, my next question is, where are these reaching? We are just barely reaching these trading posts. This one isn't. We should probably get another porter yard here. So that would be about there. And that's not quite reaching up to this porter yard. An additional porter yard right around here might not be a terrible idea. Perhaps here. Yeah, do it. So that looks good. These are once again going to be set to timber, clay, and stone, just building materials for right now. We're not really anticipating them being needed for other things just yet, but if we need it, they're here. Okay, so those are underway and should facilitate the construction of a lot of this stuff out over here. Now, as far as this goes, I mean, we're kind of going to reach out over there. Kinda. I'm not really in a rush to get all of this built up. So we're not terribly concerned about that just yet. We've got a lot of bigger concerns on our plate right now. So that's understood. I'm thinking another housing complex somewhere around here is probably not a terrible concept. We've got a road going up this way right now. We'll clear out some of these trees most likely. We've got a lot of trees. I'm really not too concerned about trees at this moment. I do very much want to get a lot of these constructions done, though. So yeah, our sawyers are busily working here. We have a lot of deficit that we need to spend down at this point. Specifically, that deficit is in timber. So that is pretty significant. No doubt about that. Yeah, this needs timber here. We need timber. Oh, this is at least making some progress, this porter yard. So that's good. We should be seeing this stone quarry and the sawyer up here coming online relatively soon now that this porter yard is online. But we need to get all of these porter yards online in order to actually start flowing all of this. Okay, what are you doing? Wandering. Okay, that's not very helpful. Sure. So we're currently working on getting these fields dug down over here. We're not irrigated, and we're not going to be irrigated. They're coming within 1 month from the northwest. Okay, so they're going to be coming down this road, most likely. Sure. So we've got 2 archers in this tower, allegedly. Yeah, they're chilling out over here. That's okay. We should have some forces that we can rally. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we've got forces. So that looks good. Disband this for now. We want to keep building as much as we can. So here's this common home online. That's great. That should get us some additional people out in this direction. Which we obviously do need people here. No doubt about that. So we're working on that for now. We're going to need to get more services on. We've got a lot of things that we need. So the invasion army is up over here. That looks good. Let's go ahead and rally ourselves right around here, and let's get everybody out here. Over we come. Cool. So in the meantime, we will continue to work on some of this stuff behind the scenes, but some of our workers are being rallied, I'm sure, here. So at this point, they're on their way in. There's only like 4 of them. Okay, that's not very concerning. We are still rallying here. We've got some more people on the way. We're going to be hanging out behind our walls here. Envoys have arrived from Shaltakan. Our masters demand the following: 2 spearmen and 20 stone per year. Okay. So we'll do something like this. That seems fine. So they're on their way forward. There are a few of them, but not too many. I think that's 5, actually, not 4. But we can actually... we can station them, like, right here. And we should start fighting very soon. They just killed this worker, unfortunately. Very rude of them, although I don't know why the worker was out here. Okay. Let the battle begin. We aren't trading fantastically well here, but there we go. Should be fine. Okay, now I don't know what these guys are doing. Okay. This gatehouse is a little awkward. We actually need timber to get that constructed, but that's okay. We don't have any porters over this direction or over here, so these are going to be very slow constructions. That's absolutely expected, and that's honestly what we want. So for now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue to work on getting some of this online. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri 8, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.